going on? One in the chat if you can hear me. One in the chat if you can hear me. One in the chat if you can hear me. That should be better. Anyway, welcome to the Work Grift. I am Cannon Hotep. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me. Oh man, it's a pretty decent Monday. The weather ain't too bad. You know what I mean? Weather's not too bad. Let's do this. If you're new, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream. Let people know we live. If you're catching that replay, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. You know what I mean? The question of the day is, have you read the Nashville Shooters Manifesto? So this morning, I guess Crowder's show come on around 10 or something like that on Rumble and YouTube. He broke the Nashville Shooters Manifesto was allegedly leaked to him, and he broke the news on Rumble, I'll say. He did the precursor on YouTube, and then he went to Rumble with it. Again, one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Just one in the chat if y'all can hear me. It was quick. It was short. It was pretty interesting to me. It was interesting yet confusing. I'll say it like that. So, let me see something. One in the chat if y'all can hear me. One in the chat if y'all can hear me, please. There we go. Like I said, it was interesting yet confusing. So, for those of you who don't remember, there was a shooting in Nashville. I think was it back in February, guys? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say it was February or March, somewhere around there. Transgender kid. All right, cool. That's what's up, Tyler Rose. I appreciate you. You know, trans kid went up in a trans adult, I guess I should say, wasn't a kid, a trans adult. What they were first alleging was it was some kid that went to the school, but it was a grown ass person, grown ass woman that wanted to be a guy, I guess. Right? Is that how that worked? Trans man is a woman that wants to be a man, right? Yeah, I think that's it. Went to a school and shot a bunch of elementary school age kids. Ultimately was deleted by some quick acting cops. Now this manifesto's been you know a talk of the town, or people wanted to see the manifesto. It was always alleged that there was one, but nobody would report on it. Nobody tried to look for it. It was being suppressed. It was being suppressed, and I don't know why it was being suppressed. Well, I guess I guess I could speculate why it was being suppressed. Um, Nonetheless, it was being suppressed. Now this manifesto, after almost a year, um, has been released allegedly. I say allegedly because there was some interesting verbiage or verbiage used in this thing, right? Now we'll cover it more tonight. Saying Paul can build. What up, Martian? I ain't seen you in a minute, yo. We'll cover it more tonight on Cannon Speaks. That's at 10 o'clock on my YouTube channel, here on my YouTube channel. Anyway, so just to paraphrase, or a couple of words that stood out to me, or what I thought about it is that you had this white kid talking about white supremacy, right? And they wanted to eradicate, quote unquote, white privileged children or white privileged kids, which was interesting considering that this kid's a white kid, right? On top of that, considering that the kid is a trans kid, he used the word agate fay, use some pig Latin real quick. They used the word agate fay a lot. I thought that was a no-no in that community. Thought you couldn't say that in that community. I thought it was a hate crime to say that word in that community. I thought that was really, really butthurt when you get called that. But allegedly, this kid, what's going on, Carlton? This person used the word agate fay a lot, a whole lot. Um, just the verbiage, the way it was written, it just sounded like Langley to me. It sounded like Langley to me. It sounded like this was made up. The slang, not the slang, but the lack of vernacular, the lack of complete sentences, trying really hard to kind of sound like with the media or what you would think like old heads think poor black people sound like, is what it sounded like to me. And as I was listening to it, and you can go listen to it yourself, Steven Crowder got it over there live on his Rumble channel. I think it was like 26 minutes in is when he started to read it. Um, it wasn't, it wasn't much to it, but he was 26 minutes in when he read it, and when you hear it, it just seems scripted. I guess you could say it seems scripted. And don't get me wrong, what this person did was horrendous, and they deserve to be deleted. They deserve their lights to be shut off. Period. Full stop. Um, it's just that given the circumstances of what's going on and this thing getting deleted, I mean, getting released, I'm wondering if they're going to use this to, distract a lot of people from what's actually going on in the news cycle. You know what I mean? What up, Jacob Wilson? He says, I read it. Kid is confused and wasn't much of a manifesto at all. It wasn't. It wasn't at all. It just seemed like Dear Diary. You know what I mean? It was like Dear Diary. I'm a sad white kid who don't like white people. I'm a transgender man or woman, whatever, and I want to kill all these agate phase. Like it just didn't make sense to me. It just seemed so. It seemed so scripted, almost like somebody wrote that and said, "This is it. Let's put this out here. This is the perfect time to leak this. Who knows why? I guess we'll figure out. We'll find out sooner or later why this is probably gonna, after Steven Crowder releases it, why this is probably gonna uh, take up the news cycle, because what's going to happen is Steven Crowder. This is what I think. Steven Crowder releases this, and you're going to have mainstream media try to debunk the manifesto or try to downplay it, or you know what I mean, or try to throw bail to the manifesto. I guess you should say. All the while, some crazy shit probably going down, and we don't even know about it because we all gonna be focused on this shit. You know what I mean? Because honestly, I forgot all about that goddamn shooting. I forgot all about it. You know what I mean? Like, considering that we had the manhunt that just happened in Maine based off of that shit, I'm sure that they'll probably release some kind of something about him. Who knows? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't seem. Like I said, we're gonna talk about it more tonight. It seemed too on the nose. I guess you could say. What up, Joe Beard? Joe Music, what's up? He says, Ken, you gonna get Alpha Core from Ripper? Oh, you already know I gotta support my man. I gotta support Young Ripper. I gotta support Eric July. I'm definitely getting Alpha Core. I want to try to get him on the channel. That's what I want to do. I know I can. I know I can get him on the channel. I just gotta reach out to him. But for those of you who don't know, I also have a channel called The Nerd Out. It's DA Nerd Out, NERDOUT. The Nerd Out. That's why I play video games, and I want to start doing reviewing comic books, and me and Jay gonna start our movie reviews. We're gonna push Hotep movie reviews over to the Nerd Out. Um, and I want to try to get some interviews. Like I want to try to get uh Eric July on, talk about the Riververse, But I digress. The detractors been trying to destroy his business. Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. You know what I mean? They've been trying to destroy him since he came up with the first issue of Ice On. You know what I mean? You can't, if he pushed, the liberal narrative and he had a gay character or some shit like that, they would love him. They would love him. They would push it. They would say this is so progressive and blah 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 blah. But Eric July, and he don't put politics in his books. That's why people like it. There's no politics in there. It's just pure comic book fun. You know what I mean? Some dude went to his great grandfather's grave. See, people be tripping. People wilding. Anyway. But yeah, I completely forgot about that shooting until they brought up this manifesto. Now, What I will say is, if this manifesto is 1000% true, this is the like manifesto. There should be an investigation. There should be an investigation on why, not oh, why did they do this? I don't give a fuck. They did some heinous shit. They got deleted for it. They got their lights turned off for it. Good for the police for putting that savage down. Right. However, there should be an investigation on why it was suppressed. Why it wasn't what's the word released to the public, right? Because let's just say it is true. This person was attacking what they would say, quote unquote, privileged white people, right? And Steven Crowder made a point like, if that's the case, uh, would that make privileged white people, well-to-do people in well-to-do neighborhoods targets? Would that make them targets at that point? You know, it's a good question, right? And the reason I say that is because we've been seeing a slew of like strong arm robberies in more affluent neighborhoods. We've been seeing assaults in more affluent neighborhoods, and I'm not saying mass assaults, not mass shootings and stuff like that, but we're hearing all these stories about people in these nicer neighborhoods getting robbed at gunpoint or assaulted at gunpoint for their goods, which we didn't really hear like that. You know what I mean? Like, for example, right, in D.C., I think it was last week in Washington D.C., a group of people was coming out of a really nice restaurant. It looked like it was in Georgetown, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong if that's where it was or not, but like it was in Georgetown. Let me see. It was and then four guys rolled up and looked like a Honda Accord. Four guys rolled up at gunpoint and in front of the restaurant and robbed them at gunpoint. Took their stuff. Really nice area of DC. Really nice. Expensive. And I just read yesterday here in Baltimore, we got a spot called Federal Hill. Federal Hill again is a really nice neighborhood. Really nice neighborhood. Um, and a lady walked into her house from her car, got jumped on by some savages, and she got assaulted and robbed. All that talk about they can afford it, they got insurance and this and that. That's going to make people a target. You know what I mean? I just found it really really odd the way it was written. That manifesto was written. I found it really odd. It just seemed uh, out of touch. Now, is it out of touch for a 28-year-old, which I think they were 28 years old, a 28-year-old transgender person? Maybe not, because we know that historically and statistically, transgender individuals have mental disorders or mental issues. You know what I mean? But it didn't make sense. You know what I mean? To to write about, oh, this is my death day, and I want to let me put these windows up. It was my death day, and I want to kill kill all the Chads. I guess is what they were saying. I want to kill all of the privileged white people. When this person, in fact, seemed to be a privileged white person for all intent and purposes. Right? I want to kill all the agate phase. When this person is in the LGBTQ community, right? Where I thought that word was a no-no. You know what I mean? Like I said, it just seems like a distraction. And I'm not saying that Steven Crowder made it up, right? I'm not saying Steven Crowder didn't vet it, because I'm pretty sure that he did. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he did his best to vet it. And I'm not saying that it's not a real manifesto. It raises some questions for me. And like I said, and if it is in fact a real manifesto, it needs to be investigated. Who suppressed this manifesto? Why didn't they let this manifesto get out to the public, right? You know what I mean? Because when you read something like that, you got to assume there's more people like that out here in right out here in the world that wants the same thing. You know what I mean? Now we know that if it was the black community, they'd have let that shit out. They'd have said it, and they'd have went on a whole tirade. Let's just say that this shooter in Nashville was a straight white male who went and did that, and he targeted uh, inner city black school. And in his manifesto, I wanted to get rid of all the Negroes, right? I wanted to get rid of all the niggas. All the blacks. I want to eradicate them before they can reproduce again. Oh, that shit would have been front page news. CNN would have did a whole fucking month about it. You know what I mean? They had all the fucking experts. They'd have had Cornell West on there. They'd have had Lamont Mark Lamont Hill on there. They'd had everybody. Simone saying everybody would have been on that goddamn panel for a month straight talking about this shooter. But that's a good question, Steph. How long was he sitting on the info? I don't know. That's a good question. And I don't know if he ever I don't know if he gave out the source that gave him the manifesto. I doubt if he did. I doubt if he did. Because I had to go into a meeting, so I had to shut off the stream. But I doubt if he went into who gave it to him. I mean, I wouldn't give up a source, right? You know what I mean? Her behavior is not out the realm of possibility. It's not. It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's just to me it doesn't the manifesto doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't seem genuine. It doesn't seem organic. It doesn't seem like that person wrote it. It doesn't. It doesn't seem like that person wrote it. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. But like I was saying, if it was a bunch of black kids, a black school targeted by a white straight male or whatever, nah, they'd have released that manifesto immediately. We've seen them do it. We've seen them do it. How many times we had a shooter? Was the Buffalo shooter? The Buffalo shooter had a manifesto, if I'm not mistaken. That shit got released immediately, right? Or was it at the supermarket in Colorado? Which one? One of them had that shit got released immediately. There was another shooting that manifesto got released immediately. New Zealand, the New Zealand shooting got released immediately, right? Because it suited the narrative. This one, you got a trans person who's mentally ill went and did some heinous shit at a school with children. Mum's the word. Mum's the word. And if you remember when it happened, they were trying to throw the shooter some bail. Remember? Remember they were trying to throw the shooter some bail. This is what happens when you don't include the trans community. This is what happens when you hate the trans community. Remember that shit? They were trying to justify it. A source inside the Nashville PD uh, reached out to Crowder. They then had to verify everything was real before releasing. Okay. The question is, how did they verify that it was real though? You know what I mean? Shooter dead. How do you verify it? I hope they did. And like I said, it could very well be real. I'm not saying that it's not. It's just something seems odd to me as I watch military equipment come through where I'm at right now. I'm watching. I can't tell y'all niggas where I work at, but um, I'm watching fucking. I don't even know what the fuck that's called. That shit look crazy. I'm watching tanks and shit and helicopter, military choppers and shit come through the gates and all that shit, yo. That's like I've been seeing a lot of that lately. I've been seeing a lot of fucking military equipment come through where I'm at. So seem like we about to be in something, y'all. It seems like we gearing up for something. And the shit that I'm seeing coming through, it's land assault shit. I'm seeing land assault vehicles come through here. So that should tell you guys, be prepared for some nonsense to go on over in the Gaza Strip and in Israel. Tell y'all that. What's your name? Mercenary Grip. Appreciate you with the information though. Thank you. You know, but regardless, let's just say it's real. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, it is real. Somebody in the police department reached out to Crowder, gave him the manifesto, and is a whistleblower, and that shit is a real thing. It needs to be investigated. It needs to be investigated on who suppressed it, who said it couldn't be put out in the media. Was it the governor? Was it the governor that did it? Was it the chief of police? Did the FBI say, nah, sit on this? Who was it? I'm willing to bet it was a federal agency that they gave the order to not release that manifesto. That's what I think. That's what I think. But we're gonna talk about it more tonight. I want to take your calls on it. Cannon Hotep YouTube channel. Cannon Hotep on Rumble, and we be live on Twitter too. But yeah, anyway, guys. So Jay Pylon, if you guys don't know who Jay Pylon is, he's usually my co-host on Mondays and Wednesdays. Shout out to Jay Pylon. I know he out there. He doing his thing. He out there making his bread right now. Um, Sent me a video of this fucking, I don't know what's the big fucking military plane that like they use to like transport military vehicles on. What's that thing called? What's that plane called? The big military plane that they use to transport military vehicles on. What is that called? Somebody let me know. Jay sent me a picture of it flying over his local Walmart or Sam's Club or wherever he was at. That shit was flying low too. You can see the windows, you can see all that shit. It was flying low. He's like, hey, yo, check this shit out. But the funny part is that I've been seeing that shit over me too. And I've been saying that. I've been saying it a few times. I've been seeing military planes flying in formation and shit over my house. Like, and I don't live close to a base, right? The closest base I live to is Fort Meade. And the last thing I knew is Fort Meade don't have like a fucking airport. It's called a G4, a C4 Galaxy or C17. Okay, yeah, it was one of them big motherfuckers. It was one of them big son bitches, right? It looked like the joint that was in that. Remember that viral video that they had in Afghanistan of that big ass plane where people was trying to like jump on it when they were evacuating Afghanistan. It looked like one of them flying. Carlton said he been seeing them too. Yo, I'm telling you guys, something going on, bro. Something going on. Something about to go down. Hopefully, don't nothing go down over here though. Now Cannon Hotep be prepared, but I ain't trying. I ain't trying to get no firefight. I don't want no Red Dawn shit. I don't be trying to shoot motherfuckers out the sky in parachutes. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, man! Like for real, I'm dead serious. I would show y'all right now, but I ain't trying to get in trouble where I'm at. I got my vest in the trunk. I got my bug out bag in the trunk. I keep the bug out bag in the trunk. The get home bag, I guess I should call it. I keep the get home bag in the trunk. I got my boots in the trunk. Some nice, comfortable boots that I know I can walk for a while. C-17 is also used for paratroopers. C5 is the biggest for cargo. Yeah, this joint was huge, yo. It was a big fucking plane. Jay showed me. I'll probably show it on the stream tonight. Um, but I got some comfortable boots in the trunk. Got my bug out. I got my get home bag, and I got I'm mad. I left my 300 in the house. Left my 300 blackout in the house, which I probably should switch my 300 blackout to my regular AR-15, but I just know that 300 blackout got a little more stopping power than my AR-15, right? But I normally keep my 300 blackout with me with 3 magazines loaded. I probably should make it 5 magazines, but I keep 3 magazines loaded. Um, but I got my Hellcat with 30 rounds. Got my Hellcat with 30 rounds just in case I gotta fucking get home. You know what I mean? But I've been seeing a bunch of planes. Jay seeing planes. They sent 300 more troops over to they sent 300 more troops over to the Gaza Strip or wherever they sending them over there in the Middle East. They talking about this a deterrent. It ain't no fucking deterrent. They sitting there attacking us. They're attacking our bases allegedly. So you can't tell me that we're over there as a deterrent when they over there attacking us, man. The FBI put out a list of cities and states that may be attacked. Did they? Did they? I need to find that list. I need to find that list. I want to see what it is. Like, I'm assuming DC is on that list. Baltimore might be on the list. I don't know. New York definitely on the list. Virginia, probably some city in Virginia probably on the list. You know. Stuff said we too can own a C-17 for the low price of 340 million. I want one. I want one, Robert, but I'm waiting for a tax stamp. Waiting for a tax stamp. This suppressor law is retarded. That's one of the dumbest fucking laws in the world. So they think that they think suppressors are movie quiet. Now, what I will say is 22s are fucking movie quiet when it's got a suppressor and Subsonic 300 blackout rounds are damn near movie quiet when you got a suppressor. But everything else, no, it just take it from a bomb to a jackhammer. You know what I mean? Um, but I need to get a tax stamp. I need to get a tax stamp. Before I can get a tax stamp, I gotta pick a good suppressor. Now I'm looking at Wit Fabrication. Wit Fabrication seems to have a nice budget suppressor that um, people say is pretty fucking good. So I think the suppressor's like $350, right? The suppressor's three because it's supposed to be noise. It's supposed to be uh, hearing safe for you. Fuck the person on the other side of the gun. It's supposed to be hearing safe for you. Um, the decibels are pretty good for $340, and then with a tax stamp, you're looking at 540. Looking at 540. So I'm probably gonna go with them. Um, I also was looking if I was gonna go with a Gucci or a more expensive suppressor that probably has a lower decibel rate. I was gonna go with something from Silencer Co. You know, but we'll see. But right now, no, I don't have a suppressor yet. But it'll either be from Wit Fabrication or Silencer Co. And maybe I may do both. I'm not sure. We'll see. Your 300 is like a pallet rifle. uh, is that right, Jack Reese? At 22 short in a long rifle, um, not as loud as a firecracker. That's crazy. That's crazy. But um, yeah, I'm gonna get me my suppressor. I'm gonna go ahead and put the paperwork in, and maybe I get it. Maybe I get it back before my birthday or some shit. Maybe I get it back by September. But the laws on suppressors are retarded. It's stupid. It's to make it hearing safe. That's all it is. They think people gonna turn into fucking assassins if they get suppressors, which is just stupid. It's fucking stupid. Again, it's just a law to stop the law-abiding citizens from owning something, you know, practical. You know what I mean? Because criminals don't give a shit. Criminal gonna get a suppressor if they want a fucking suppressor, right? They gonna go get an oil filter. They gonna get one of them. What's the ones now that they got the fuel filters now that actually look like suppressors? They'll do that shit. They don't give a fuck about your gun laws. They don't give a shit about your gun laws, but they want to just hamstring the law-abiding citizens because that's the only people that's following the law. And to that, I say, be ungovernable, people. Be ungovernable. I hope this pistol brace law fucking goes by. Goes to the wayside. I want to put my pistol braces back on my guns. Right. I've been practicing a lot to put a potato on a gun. Exactly. I've been practicing a lot. Moving without the pistol brace. Right. Is it going to affect my accuracy not having a pistol brace? No, I don't think it will. But it just feels awkward, right? It feels awkward. You know what I mean? Just cheeking the buffer tube. You know what I mean? But it's still manageable. I can still put rounds on the target, no problem. I don't. I like to have that length of pull. I like to have the length of pull that the SB Tactical SB3 brace give me, or the SB5 brace give me. I got both of them. Um, it's just stupid. Like I don't understand. It's already a pain in the ass when you see dudes with the Dracos that ain't got no brace or no stock or no nothing on it, and they shooting and they can't control that fucking gun, which just don't make sense to me that the government the government wants you to be completely inaccurate with your firearm. Fuck having a brace or a stock on your short your rifle. Either you pay a $200 tax stamp and register your shit with the government, or be completely inaccurate and risk hitting some kid behind the person you're trying to shoot. It makes no sense to me. The best move is to make sure your can has the hub thread in the rear. I want to say it's 2 and 7/8 by 24. It helps with mounting options. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure I got like a universal because whatever suppressor I get, I'm gonna make sure that it can work with my Air 15 and my 308. So Whatever suppressor I get I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make it work. It's gonna be a 30 caliber suppressor, but I just want to make sure it works with my AR-15 and my 308. So I want to put that same, um, I guess, flash hider or muzzle brake on all three guns that I want to put it on. So we're gonna do it like that. Anybody got any recommendations on suppressors? Anybody with suppressors got any recommendations on them? I'll take your recommendations. Also, if you're new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Again, we got Cannon Speaks tonight on my YouTube channel and my Rumble channel. It's Cannon Hotep on Rumble, Cannon Hotep on YouTube. That's at 10 p.m. We have a good time over there, guys. We have a good time over there. The chat is always fire. You know, a whole lot of fun happening in the chat. Um, Also, we stream over on Twitter as well, or X, whatever you want to call it. So if you don't want to go to Rumble, you don't want to go to YouTube, head over to X or Twitter or whatever and watch it on my channel, my page. You know what I mean? Just, the manifesto thing, I think it's going to start to probably, I don't know. I think it's going to grow legs, but there's a possibility that the mainstream media does ignore the fact that it got released. But the fact that it got released, I don't think they can ignore it. I don't think they can ignore it now. There's a good chance that they may, but I think the fact that it got released, you're going to have people in damage control. You have a lot of people in damage control trying to control the narrative now of this manifesto. I'm sure there's going to be some people saying that it's not real. You know, I got my speculations or my skepticisms on it. But I think, you're going to have some people saying that it's not real. You're going to have some people trying to justify the shooter again, like they did when the shooter first did what they did. You know what I mean? You're gonna have some people attacking the credibility of Steven Crowder himself. You're gonna have people saying this should not have been released because it's gonna be copycats and all this other bullshit. Um, but whatever happens, it's gonna be a distraction. It's gonna be a distraction from what's really going on. So I just want you guys to know that. Take a water bottle, dump out the water, and fill it up with toilet paper. Halfway, wrap it with duct tape. Really, single time use, but very effective. Man, somebody done hacked your phone. He said I got a silencer code Omega 3 dead air. Okay, Wolverine and my RS 9 millimeter is in what is it? Jail. Is in jail? Hmm. Where this held is being held up. That's a good question, Holden. What if the manifestos released to the right wing influencers to get a reaction out of their audience? That's a good question. That's a good question. So far, it only looks like it's been Steven Crowder that got it. You know what I mean? Like, which is interesting because Tim Pool didn't get it allegedly. Dan Bongino didn't get it allegedly. Um, Ben Shapiro didn't get it allegedly. Or maybe I don't know. Ben Shapiro's an agent. He would have suppressed that shit too. Ben Shapiro would have suppressed that shit too. But you know what I mean? Like there are other major uh conservative voices out there, right? That didn't get it. They released it to Steven Crowder, which he's a big influence. Steven Crowder got like 100,000 people at any given time watching his stream. My question is, I wonder if they tried to get it out to any major news outlets, right? Like a Fox News or a Newsmax or OAN. That's another good question. Oh, you just sent the paperwork in, so yeah, it's just still in hold up. Black and White Network did a video. I had to check them out. I'm sure True Stream Media is going to do a video as well. Not True Stream Media, Redacted. I'm sure Redacted will do something on it. I'm sure the Young Turks will do something on it, which I'm pretty sure they're going to completely oppose uh, whatever Steven Crowder did. You know how they do. Um, I don't know. I just think it's really interesting that they released it now. That it was leaked now on a Monday. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it was leaked on a Monday. I mean, today is when Steven Crowder gave it. Gave disseminated the information, but I don't know when he got it. I don't know what it took to vet it. I'm gonna go back and watch this show before my stream tonight, so I can hear a little more how he vetted this information. Because I want to know. It's kind of hard to vet information of a dead person. You know, yeah, this dead person wrote it. How we know the dead person wrote it? Oh, because I said the dead person wrote. Like, you know what I mean? Crowder claims they got it as a whistleblower, never leaked, and Nashville PD say it's not real. Huh? Is that right? Nashville PD saying that's not a thing. It's gonna be interesting, guys. It's gonna be very disputed. But one thing's for sure, it's definitely gonna take up some news cycle. It's gonna definitely take up some attention in the news cycle. This could be the tail wagging the dog. It could not be. But so, like, shout out to Steven Crowder. A lot of people give him a lot of shit. A lot of people say that he's a dick. I don't know, but I think he does give out really good information on his show. I think he's very diligent in his information. Is Steven Crowder an agent? I don't know. I don't know if Steven Crowder is an agent. I don't think he is. Me personally, I don't think he is. I could be wrong. You know, I tend to be a good judge in character and motive. I don't think Steven Crowder is controlled opposition. Just like I don't think Dan Bongino's controlled opposition. You know, it's the jury's out on a lot of other people, but Ben Shapiro, people like that. Crowder doesn't think he was the first to be contacted. He's asking the same question as to why no one else released it. I did hear him say that, and he was honest about it. That's what makes me feel like he's genuine about releasing this video, right? Or the manifesto. I feel like he did do his due diligence. You know what I mean? But we know how Treadstone work. You know what I mean? I say it all the time. Believe none of what you see and none of what you hear now. They can make anything look real, boy. Anything look real. You know. So we'll see. Just like the New Zealand shit. The New Zealand shit looked crazy. The New Zealand shit looked like the Unreal Engine that we was looking at. It looked like the unrecorded video game that we were all looking at. Um, it's just it's hard to know. It's hard to know. Now, I like to think that it is a real situation. I mean, I like to think that Crowder is being genuine in that he really got it from somebody from the Nashville Police Department. You know what I mean? But was it really from somebody in the Nashville Police Department? If you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's just really interesting. It's really interesting. It's really thought provoking. You know what I mean? What up, Rustic? It's really thought provoking. But I think it was meant to be a distraction. We'll see. We will see. Um, but in the grand scheme of things, does the manifesto matter? No, it doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck why the person said he did what he did, right? All that matters is that the person did it and they are no longer with us because of it. And that's all that matters. That this person was taken out after committing a heinous act. Getting into the psyche of the mass shooter is just like, for what? For what? You know, they're not Maryland, they're not fucking Charles Manson or, fucking the Unabomber or some shit like that. Like it's just some dickhead who wanted to do some fucked up shit, which could have, allegedly been Treadstone. But I digress. I digress. I still wonder about the shoe shit. People was pointing. I remember that people was pointing out like the shoes changed. Like it was Vans and then it was Adidas or some shit like that. Y'all remember that? They're like, look, he had Adidas on when he went in, and then it was Vans when he got shot. I don't know. I don't know. All the world's a stage, people. All the world's a stage. It's the 6th of November. Jonah, everything is cool now, bro. The manifesto may give us clues into the next Gladio. There you go, Operation Gladio. MK Ultra energy, bro. That's what it's giving. The Nothing gives more MK Ultra energy than Vegas, this Maine shooting, and that New Zealand shooting. That shit is some MK Ultra shit. Even the Parkland shooting seemed MK Ultra. Remember when they said when they found yo, he was all there we go. Yeah, they said when they found yo, he was all disheveled. This the Parkland shooter. He was all disheveled and he didn't know where he was at and he didn't know what the hell was going on. Um, and he just looked out of it. Like what the fuck just hit me? You know? Um, shit, the Fort Lauderdale airport situation, that guy went to the Anchorage FBI and said, "Hey yo, somebody's talking to me in my head and I don't know who it is. They keep telling me to do shit I don't want to do. I need help." Anchorage FBI sent him to the Anchorage Police Department. They said, "You fine." Gave him his gun back and sent him about his way. Like a week later, the Fort Lauderdale situation happened. Got the same thing with this dude in Maine. Complained of hearing voices, and they committed him for like a week, and then they let him out. You know, apparently the FBI knew about him, and this shit went down in Maine. There was also a story where these parents of this autistic kid, kind of reminded me of some Mercury Rise and shit. The parents of this autistic kid sued the FBI because they found correspondence between an agent and their child, trying to get their child to do some crazy shit. Let me see. How about the fact during the Vegas shooting, you had the Asian woman warning the shooting before? Yeah, you had the Asian woman running around warning everybody about what the fuck was about to happen, and they fucking goon handed her and got her and escorted her out of there. Which I started to wonder if the lady that was saying that shit was Paddock's girlfriend, alleged girlfriend. Remember, because she was like Asian or something like that. Or the witnesses who saw the shooter at the concert and they went yeah, yep, it was. I remember the one girl, she was posting all over fucking Facebook. She was on some interviews. Next thing you know, she was no longer with us before she was supposed to be no longer with us. What up, Sauce in the building. Supernatural paranormal realm. If you watch videos or do spiritual readings on the term or concept of supernova, then realize supernova is was Israel dance event. Huh. I think I know what you're talking about on that one. Yeah, Jonah be he got to read between the lines sometimes with Jonah. It befuddles everybody, Sauce. The Vegas thing befuddles everybody. You know what I mean? So he double tapped himself in the mouth and he took a shot to the chest. So he took a shot to the chest, but also shot himself in the fucking shot himself in the head through his mouth. You know what I mean? Nobody saw it. Nobody looked at that. There's a lot of inconsistencies with that one. The guy in Maine, there's some inconsistency. The FBI knew about him. You know what I mean? It's just so many treadstone events that it's hard to not question it. When something goes down and something crazy happens, right? It's hard to not question that event. And they get mad when they talk about a so-called conspiracy theorist. They always like, why, like, how come y'all always think something's fugazi? And I'm like, because the shit's been done in the past. You've been caught in the past. You know what I mean? Like I said, the Parkland one. That shit was sketchy. You know? Let's talk about um which one is it? The hook in the sand. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The hook in the sand. Put that together, read between the lines on that. That shooting. That one was interesting. There was a guy in the woods. I guess he had a house in the woods and he went to go investigate what the hell was going on. Nobody heard from that man. Nobody heard from that man. A lot of people don't even know that. A lot of people don't know that when the hook in the sand event was going on, there was a guy that was in the woods, like, what the fuck is going on? And he went to go investigate it, and he got goon handed, and nobody heard from him again. Not to mention, they said that Homeland Security was at that school 2 days prior to that event happening, which was very interesting. Like I said, people get like, why do you think the government would hurt its own citizens? Because they've done it. They have done it. We are just cannon fodder. We are collateral damage. They don't care. We're just a means to an end to get their agenda done. Period. We're a means to an end to get the agenda done. And that's what they use us for. They use us as cannon fodder, guys. I'll tell you. Strange times we're living in, I'll tell you that much. Strange times we're living in, guys. Like I say, be blessed, stay strapped. If you ain't got a gun, get you one. If you don't like guns, get over that shit, go get you one. Get you two, get you three, right? I think everybody should have a handgun at minimum, and that's at minimum. And if you got a handgun, you better be doing a lot of fucking practicing. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't need an AR-15. The fuck you if you don't. The fuck if you don't. You better get an AR-15, a Mini 14, a fucking M1 Garand. You better get some kind of rifle, some kind of something that you can put 4 points of contact on. A fucking shotgun, preferably semi-automatic if you can get one. Put something on. Get something that you can put 4 points of contact on that it's hard for you to miss your fucking target. I tell people that all the time. Oh, I just need a handgun. I got this handgun. How good are you with your fucking handgun? How good are you with your fucking handgun? So I'm gonna tell you this. I'm a goddamn surgeon with the handguns that I carry. However, I know that if I fucking miss my target, that bullet's still traveling and it ain't gonna stop till it hits something. I also know that my rifle, right, whether it's my 300 Blackout, my AR-15, my fucking shotgun, right, I got a better chance of hitting my target every time I pull that fucking trigger than I would if I had a handgun. Not to mention the fucking magazine capacities on my rifles are a lot greater than my handgun is. Right? Like I said, I got my Hellcat on me right now. My Hellcat holds, I got two 15-round magazines with my Hellcat. That's 30 rounds versus if I just say I had my AR-15, right? Captain Hook was yeah. What up, Kay? Get you a Saturday night special. Everyone needs a boomstick. That's true. But like, whether it's my 300 Blackout, my AR-15, whether it's my shotgun, I know that my ability to hit my target goes up exponentially with a rifle because I can put 4 points of contact. What I mean by 4 points of contact, my left hand holding the fucking hand guard, my right hand on the fucking trigger, my shoulders into it, my cheeks into it. There's 4 points of contact to keep that gun steady. So even if you're fucking nervous, you still ain't missing with a good red dot on top. Not to say that you don't need to practice with your rifles, you do. But the margin for error with a rifle is a lot less than the margin for error. Um, I'm sorry, the margin for error with a rifle is a whole lot greater than the margin of error with a handgun. Because the margin of error with a handgun is very fucking slim. You don't got that much. You pull the trigger the wrong way, that bullet gonna miss your target and go wherever the fuck it's gonna go. Not to mention, like I said, I got 15 rounds in my Hellcat and in the magazine. So I got two magazines. That's 30 rounds. My AR-15 on my 300 Blackout. That's 30 rounds per magazine. So if I carry 30 rounds, if I carry two magazines on me, right, that's 60 fucking rounds. That's 60 rounds. Sorry, I didn't know who that was. That's 60 rounds of fucking liberation. That's 60 rounds of hate coming at your ass. Period. Full stop. Moving at 3,000 plus feet per second. I need me a lever action, Jack Reeves. I need me a lever action. That's one I don't got. My homeboy got a fucking 30-30. He got a Marlin 30-30, and I've been trying to get that shit up off him, and he will not sell me that fucking gun. Hey, yo, Mason, you see this shit, yo? I need that 30-30 up off you, yo. But yeah, lever. I need me a lever action. I want the Marlin 4570 government. That's a fucking elephant gun. Y'all seen Jurassic World, right? The first one with Chris Pratt. That lever action he was carrying. That's what I want. I want the Marlin 4570 government. That's the one I want. I'll take the 3030 though. But the Marlin 4570 government. That's what I want. Straight up. Or give me a lever action shotgun. Remember the shotgun in Terminator 2? That's an epic. That's a fucking classic. The shotgun that Arnold Schwarzenegger had in Terminator 2 that he was hiding in the fucking the box of roses. Give me that bitch. I take that, goddamn it. Oh yeah, definitely, K. Don't forget your armor. Don't forget get yo. You can get a plate carrier. You can get a good plate carrier for like $150. Um, and then you can get like some level 3 plus plates for like I don't know $60 a plate, which is relatively cheap when it comes to body armor. I got a 511 tactical plate carrier, and I got two AR 500 from Spartan Armor, two AR 500 plates, front and back. Right, that shit's stopping everything. You know, it's heavy. It's fucking heavy. I think that vest. If I put that vest, if I put 3 magazines in that vest, and I put that vest on, that vest about 25 pounds. Or I got my Safe Life Defense Enhanced 3A that stops the 5.7 round, but it also has pouches for my plates too. If I wanted to do that, 308 Savage is insane. Yeah, my father got the Savage Access 308. I got a I built my 308. The upper and lowers from Alex Pro Firearms and everything else was sourced. My 308 is a precision battle rifle. I call it the precision battle rifle because that bitch is dead fucking accurate, and it's not as heavy as most 308s. And I can like in the muzzle brake that I got on it, I can keep that bitch flat and just keep putting rounds on target if I had to. Case said, Case said, mine makes me look like a football player. It's okay as long as it stop them rounds, as long as it save your life. That's all that matter. That's all that matters. Shoot. You know what I want to do? I think I might do this on the stream tonight. I'm gonna take my bug out bag, right? My bug out bag is like, uh, my bug out bag might be almost 10 years old. I think I got it in like 2013, 2014. I think it's time for me to go through that bug out bag, see what I need to add to it, and see what I need to replace. So maybe I do that on the stream tonight. We go through my bug out bag. Let me see. Sorry. We'll probably do that on the stream tonight. I'll go through my bug out bag and I'll see what it is that I need to be. I'll see what I need to replace, um, or what I need to add to it. That way, you guys can see what's in my bug out bag as well. Again, like I got the bug out bag from Stealth Angel. Me and Jay went over that on the channel a couple of times. I've told you guys that on the work grift as well. It's a great starter bug out bag. It has basically everything I need to get home. Honestly, I just had to add like a couple of things. That was it. Nothing crazy. You know what I mean? But I need to check the water in there. Like the water, I got like bag water in there, but I also got a filter. Um, I also keep this motherfucker wherever I go, right? Which is funny, right? So I'm sitting there looking at all these Stanley videos and everybody buying these Stanleys, and I'm laughing. I'm like, why they got Stanleys? I'm laughing, and come to find out, I didn't realize that this motherfucker was a Stanley. I think I had this shit for like 2 or 3 years already. All right, it's a fucking growler that I keep watering. It's a Stanley growler. This shit cost me $20. This motherfucker cost me $20 at Target. Now something like this might be like $60 or $80 from Stanley because it's so fucking popular right now. I know the regular ass Stanley 40 ounce um tumblers are they want like $45 for them bitches. So I can only imagine what this is worth now. But I digress. I keep this shit with me. I also got water purification in my bag. Uh and I got bag water. I got nutrition bars that came with it. We're gonna go through it. We'll probably go through it tonight. I'll probably go through there and see what it is I need to take out, what I need to add to it, shit like that. You know what I mean? So it'll be fun. It'll be fun anyway. That's all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to holler at you on the work, Griffin. Going to get back to the rat race. What time is it? It's 1:30. I want to get back to the rat race. 2 o'clock. Hotep Jesus with the Grift Report on Hotep Jesus's YouTube channel. That's at 2 o'clock. The Grift Report on Hotep Jesus channel. When y'all go over there, just tell them Cannon Hotep sent you. God damn it. Tell them Cannon Hotep sent you. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very informational. You know what I mean? Also, expect more 2A content from me. Expect more gun content from me coming in the future. Uh, Want to start getting more into that space. I should have been in that space, but I started out with like politics and pop culture. That's what I started doing on Twitter and all that other stuff. But um, expect me to put out more 2A content. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Cannon Hotep on Cash App, $Cannon Hotep on Cash App, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, they're always welcome, guys. Um, but if you want to cut the middleman out, Cash App, $ Cannon Hotep. Anyway, I see you guys tonight, 10 p.m. Cannon Speaks on YouTube and Rumble. Cannon Hotep on Rumble, Cannon Hotep on YouTube. Come swing through if you're new. Come have some fun with us. Like I said, the chat is always trippy. Anyway, till next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying be safe, stay strapped, don't miss. I holla at you.